Welcome to Ground and Grace. I'm one of your hosts, Cecil Carlisle. Alongside me is
Eli Meeks.
And Micah Meeks.
Today we're going to be talking about what the Lord has shown us in 2025, maybe some big takeaways that we have, a couple life updates, but I want to start off the show with just an apology. Apologies for not being faithful this last kind of season. We're going to kind of go into detail of what's been going on in our lives. It's been crazy.
Yeah, we've had a lot of changes and things happening in our lives, so we're really sorry that we haven't been putting out podcasts consistently.
Yeah, and so going into 2026, we're hoping to be more faithful with our podcasts. We love doing it. We love sharing with you guys. We love being together, just in this room, talking with one another. Mm-hmm. And so the goal, of course, and what we communicated at the very beginning of this whole adventure was that we wanted to put out 2 a month, and so we're going to sit down after this podcast and put together a schedule so we're more faithful with that. But just to start off, Eli, tell us what's been going on.
Yeah, so I guess since we started the podcast, there's been a couple things. So as you guys have probably known from listening to us, I've been in school. So that's every weekday I'm doing that, and then I work after that. So it does close off a lot of opportunities for us because I'm 45 minutes away, so we can't really do nights on the weekdays. So I'll take partial credit for not being able to do that, and then weekends are just busy. But I got engaged in August, so that's been a little more chaotic with planning a wedding and just finding time to sit down and do things. We just started premarital counseling, so I think there's just been some busyness in life, but hopefully now we got most of our wedding stuff planned, and schooling is this semester is supposed to be easier and less homework and everything. So hopefully weekends open up a little bit and I can be more available to do podcasts and not as busy.
Yeah, but a joyous time. You just got engaged. They came in to do premarital counseling with the senior pastor of our church, and Eli was being rude to me. He rolled down his window to say hi to me, and then I rolled down mine, and then he rolled up his window. It made me really sad. But then I was joking with him about how I don't know how you got Chloe, but thank the Lord you did.
Yeah, she's just special, and super glad to have her, and I won't believe it until she says yes. So.
It's that Meeks charm.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that Meeks charm. Yeah. What about you, Micah?
Yeah, so it's been a crazy last couple months for us. Between job changes, my wife had a job change in the last couple months, and then we had some medical stuff going on with our dog. I ended up losing his eye, so that was a lot of fun.
One-eyed Willie.
One-eyed Willie. But we just had a really crazy season. Every weekend seems to be just booked up with something, but we've really just come away from this trusting God even more. That was kind of our biggest thing going into it, was like, Lord, how do we finance this? How do we get out of this? How do we trust you in every single day? And God just reinforced, our trust in him through his work and his timing. There was something that we couldn't plan out ourselves, and we wanted to, we wanted, a certain job to line up at a certain time, and we wanted all of our dog's problems to go away right away. But God allowed that stuff to happen so that we could further trust him. So it's been really challenging, but really, really rewarding and really, really good to go through.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I've just from the outside have seen that growth, but also just purely just that reliance with both of you guys. Both of you guys' lives have been crazy this last season. There's been a lot of highs, there's been a lot of lows, but just that faithfulness that you guys keep on bringing to the table is amazing just to watch. For me, work's been insane. Our senior pastor had rotator cuff surgery. He was out for a while. Had to do a couple more Sunday morning preachings alongside with my Wednesday night teachings. And winters are always just insane. You got plays, you got Christmas Eve services, we got big winter camps coming up here. And so it's just been craziness at work. And then some exciting news is my wife is pregnant with her second.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. So we're super excited. She, don't ask me how many weeks she is, but she's due in May. And so
I thought she was due beginning of June.
No, May 29th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Cecil might not be able to come to my wedding because my wedding's beginning of June.
They planned it out perfectly.
Yeah. I don't want to be a groomsman. What are you talking about?
Right.
So yeah, just craziness of that. Craziness with, we have a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old. So just, it's been a crazy couple months at the Carlisle house. Mike,
Also,
go.
I also started working kind of for Cecil. So now I'm on staff at the church as a child's ministry assistant. So that's added a little bit more chaos with getting trained and figuring out all that. And then also with Fort Wilderness, I'm going to be teaching part of it. So then Cecil and I have sat down a couple times and just done planning and stuff. So it just takes up extra time too.
Yeah. His official role is child's ministry assistant. But then Micah and Eli's mom was like, we should change that to Cecil's ministry assistant. I think I like that title more.
Assistant to the child minister.
Yeah. So Micah, you kind of already went into detail about kind of what the Lord has taught you this last year. But if you want to go into more detail about maybe some big takeaways. I know I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Yeah,
Micah, let me give you guys an inside look behind the scene. Micah is a note taker. Okay, he likes his notes. Eli and I, not note takers at all.
Nope.
We're like, give us passes, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. I need to do my prep. I led for the youth group this past spring.
Yeah, I think so.
Last spring, and I had to do probably 20, 30 hours of research.
Yeah.
Just do one lesson for the youth group on 15 minutes. Oh my goodness.
He did an amazing job, and I want to ask him to do it again, but he told me no.
It's not for me. But yeah, what the Lord's really taught us, I mean, kind of just nailing in that hammer again was, we had to just fully surrender and trust God. That was something that I struggle with. As a man, we want to be able to figure out solutions and figure out how to do things. We want to fix problems. And so, with my wife losing her job, I was, trying to help her figure that out. With my dog getting sick, I was trying to figure that out. And then with finances, trying to figure that out. What can I do? Right. But that's where the Lord really had to humble me, really had to make me take a step back and just fully rely on him. And so, ask my wife through the whole process. We were, there's nights where we're crying, there's nights where we're just stressed, and then we're just like, what do we do? And then I was like, wait, no, we can't do anything. It is all the Lord, right?
Yeah.
And so we need to stop doing, and we need to let God let God work through us, and he will provide, whether it's the way we want him to or not. And that's sometimes the unfortunate reality of life, is that it's not always the way you want it to go. But God has a greater and grander purpose for it all through you, right?
Absolutely.
And maybe he's even working in somebody else's life through your struggles. You never know.
Yeah.
And so through that process, we had to just, take that step back, rely and trust on God, and just let him work. Yeah. And my wife and I both agree, like, we come out on the other side and we are like, we have no idea how, the Lord paid for that stuff, how, our dog is now, he's healthy, he's doing great. How my wife has a new job that lined up perfectly, with just timing wise. So we have just seen the blessings and the provisions of the Lord. So a lot of trusting God and a lot of blessings from him through this aching time.
Yeah. I'm preaching this Sunday on Philippians chapter 4. It's kind of Paul's conclusions in Philippians, but it's the most famous Philippians passage. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But before that, he goes into, I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to be full. I know what it's like to be poor. I know what it's like to be rich. But I find my contentment in him, right? Yeah. And so the whole passage is talking about, like, it doesn't matter if I'm poor, it doesn't matter if I'm rich, it doesn't matter if I'm hungry, it doesn't matter if I'm full. My contentment is still in Jesus Christ, right? And then in context, that's why he says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, right? He's not saying that he could be an NFL football player. He's saying that I can handle these situations, that it doesn't, I know where my identity is. My identity is in Christ Jesus, period. So it doesn't matter if I'm starving or if I'm full, because my identity is there. My identity is in my wealth here on earth, or my job security, or, and he's writing this also in all in context. He's writing this while he's in prison, right? He's at the lowest of lows, And he's writing this.
Yeah.
And so what a testimony for you and your wife to walk through that and still find I'm still content because I know who I am and where I am in Christ Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And my identity's there, not in my job or my dog's left eye. What about you, Mr. Eli Meeks?
I think the biggest thing has been just patience in multiple ways. First off, like if you're married, you know that leading up to the wedding, it's very hard to have patience because you just are so anxious about being married, and you're not anxious, but like you're so ready to be married, and you're just like, I just want to be married so bad, with all the perks that come with it. Because right now you're living in a stage it's like you're almost pretending to be married, but then you don't get most of the benefits of it. And so it's like living that stage of being patient with that, and then being patient with the person that you're getting married to. It's difficult because it's more real now that I am getting married to Chloe. So it's like having to actually be like, okay, this is the woman I'm going to marry. So I need to be patient with her and what she's thinking because we have different thoughts. And so things that are simple, like a wedding registry, right? And I have a certain opinion, she has a certain opinion. It's
I
really
want pink towels.
yeah, things like that, where it's like it's really easy to not be patient and just be like, well, this is what I want, and then realizing, well, it doesn't really matter that much. Like it's a stupid towel. Like
Can't just register at the Disc Golf Pro Shop.
No,
Come on, buddy.
I wish. But so it's like just having patience with that, or little things like who to go to for Christmases or things like that, where it's like I never have had to thought about this or think about this before, and now I'm having to have extra patience when I'm struggling and I'm upset because I'm like, this isn't how I want to do it, but having to just learn how to work with another person.
Yeah, that transition to becoming one, right? It's two independent parties in this engagement season is where you're kind of molding into that and becoming that united force.
Yeah, and it's a very big blessing because like a big point of being married or getting this person in your life is to be sanctified through them. So it's a big process of me being able to see how it's actually helping me and sanctifying me, because these are things I need to learn and need to be able to go through, because I'll be working with people the rest of my life through ministry. But right now it's like I'm being forced into it in these 5 more months before we get married, and so it's a very compressed amount, and a big amount in a very compressed amount of time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I didn't give much thought on this before it came down, but I was just while you guys were talking, I had a couple seconds to think, and this is kind of just like a new thing, kind of a developing thing that the Lord has been teaching me. And really, like last night, I sat down with my wife, Alicia, and we just talked through this topic. There's so many things that he has taught me this last year. But last night we were talking about the act of worship, because our senior pastor was talking about worship in Matthew chapter 2 with the wise men. And I walked away from that thinking that I had such a wrong viewpoint on worship, right? And he talked about financial worship. Like, how do we financially worship God? And so I think that's been kind of like a big takeaway for me, is through the ups and downs of financial struggles, have I been giving my finances over to the Lord in an act of worship, right? When I go to the grocery store and I buy that loaf of bread, am I doing that as an act of worship unto the Lord? Or am I doing that just because I need bread, right? And so I talk a ton about in youth ministry, like every single second of every single day, keep your eyes on the Lord. But that worship aspect, I just really grabbed hold of on Sunday, of making every decision, to glorify the Lord, but as an act of like worship unto Him, of, I'm doing this with my eyes set upon you, and I'm doing this to praise you and to give you the glory. Even when I buy bread, even when I have to fill up my gas tank, in that financial element, right? Because I feel like everything, when I'm doing this podcast, or even when I'm hunting, or when I'm fishing, or I'm hanging out with my family, like I'm doing that with my eyes on the Lord, and I feel like I'm walking with the Lord through that process, and I'm growing in my relationship with Him. But then, once a month when I pay all my bills, am I doing that? And I'm not. And in truth, and that's what I kind of came to the conclusion last night with Alicia was, I'm not. Never once did I sit down at my computer and go, I'm going to do this as an act of worship unto the Lord and with thanksgiving. I'm going to pay my mortgage with an act of worship and thanksgiving. I just paid my mortgage because I had to pay my mortgage. And then I was disgruntled that I spent much money on my mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. And then pulling that back, I'm preaching this Sunday on Philippians 4, and Paul's talking about the gift that the church in Philippi gave to him. And he goes, not that I needed this gift, but I want more to be accounted to you in heaven, right? And so it kind of brings that financial gift or that gift that the church in Philippi gave to Paul. Where was Paul's eyes? He was thankful for the gift, but more than that, he wanted that to be credited to them so that they're earning more heavenly rewards because of their heart in the gift that they gave, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's kind of I'm still working it out in my own life, and it's a buzzer beater thing that the Lord taught me in 2025, and He can continuously teach me throughout hopefully my whole life. But it was something that was really impactful in the last couple of days, as we're in this big transition with another kid and we're still transitioning from Oregon to Wisconsin and all those different ins and outs. But real fast, I don't know how to phrase this. What are you hoping, or what are you looking forward to? Or
marriage.
As you look at 2026, right? What is something that you're like, man, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to either growing with my family in this way, or I'm looking forward to growing with the Lord in this way, or I'm just, I'm looking forward to getting married. Yeah. Eli, you go first because you got the easy one. But
well, yeah, marriage is obviously a really big one. I think it's been probably the past 3 or so years where there's been certain circumstances in my life where I don't know how I'm going to pay for the next thing, whether that's schooling or a car or just random things in life. And I've seen God provide every single time, and it's been so cool and amazing. And there's just been people in my life that have been such a blessing. And so I think there's a lot of nerves going into, where am I going to live apartment wise? How am I going to afford to have a wife and be able to really, if we live in Port Washington, it's super expensive. So, all those different things.
Yes, sir.
And not knowing what to do, but then being able to just trust God. So I think one thing I'm really looking forward to, honestly, is seeing how Chloe and I can pray together and trust God in the circumstances that we don't know what's happening. We have a few options for certain things, but all of them do not seem ideal. Like one of them is possibly living in Micah's basement. That does not seem ideal. That is not what we want to do. It's like a last or worst case kind of thing. So, seeing how the Lord's going to provide, and if something like that does happen, then seeing how He's going to use that to grow my relationship with Micah, or
tear us apart,
or tear us apart, and then realize, wow, this did not work out. We'll never do that again.
Worst best man choice of all time.
Yeah. So I think just seeing how the Lord's going to keep providing, because I know He will, and even if that doesn't look the way that I want it to look, like just seeing how I can just continue to trust God and seeing how Chloe can do that with me.
Yeah. Micah?
Yeah, I think 2026, we're in that time now where we've been married for about 3 years. We're looking to hopefully, start expanding our family. But I think again, just go back to trusting God and trusting that His timing is perfect, right? And so we don't know what we will or won't be blessed with. But I think just growing closer with my wife in our relationship together and our relationship with Christ is just the first thing and the most important thing for me. And because it's, before you're married, it's not easy. Once you're married, it's not easy. It's a continuous growing thing, right? And you're continuously working together. And it's always like, it might be a cliche, but it's you two against the problem, right? Yeah. But it's not just you two, it's you two and Christ, right? So you can't forget the Christ part. So working with Christ there just together continue growing and, Lord willing, expand our family. So something super simple for us, but something that we'd love to see in the future.
Yeah. Mine's along the same lines. We're having our second baby in 2026 and a boy, right? We have a little girl right now. And so just, seeing my wife be, a mother to two, watching her be a mother to my daughter is an amazing gift to see every day. But to see her, that love expand and just see, I'm curious. I'm excited to see what it's going to be like to have a little boy, right? Of course, 2026, he's going to just be crying and pooping. But just to see our family evolve a little bit, the dynamics to change, to see Lainey, my daughter, to be a little, or a big sister, to just see how much love that she already has, and to see that grow for her little brother is just going to be amazing. And I'm so excited to see the Lord through that at all, right? Because because as I see my daughter love my wife and I just imagine the love that Christ has for us, right? And so it's like in those little moments that or even the love that I have for my kid, and to then amplify that by a million, and to slowly, little by little, understand, Christ's love for us.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for that journey.
Are we doing like our thing we're most looking forward to, or just in general things we're looking forward to?
Just in general. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't care. Or, yeah.
Because I would say another one I'm actually really looking forward to is that I'm going to be interning with Cecil next year. And so, like, next school year. And I am really, this isn't just because he's in the room, I am really looking forward to that, because Bible school is great and head knowledge is great, but being able to actually take what I'm learning and applying it in a teaching sense, or in a learning more in depth of what that can really do in people's lives, I think is so cool. And I'm really looking forward to that. And it'll just be a great way for me to not be a pastor yet, but learn more kind of what a pastor does and teach more. And so I'm so excited to actually be able to step up as the intern and go through those different things too.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say I learned 99.9% of my pastoral ministry in the doing, right? In the working at a church and preaching and teaching. Yeah. College can't prepare you for the crazy conversations and the, teenage girls telling you to get on with your point when you're preaching. So, last question I just popped in my mind, so the audience gets to know us a little bit more. Was one like fun thing you did last year? Like, what was like kind of a highlight of last year? Like, these guys are both big disc golfers. Like, did you have a good round, or had a great? We all three play softball in the softball league, and Eli and I were talking about that today, and just something fun that we did, or that you're hoping to do next year, maybe.
Yeah, I love sports, and so I feel like there's a couple different sports that I really get into. Softball is one of them. So I really loved playing softball with me at shortstop, Cecil at second, and Mike at first. It was just such a blast having us three in the infield and being able to just have fun with each other. There's a few times where I overthrew Cecil, and it'd just be a funny thing that we'd just laugh about. So that's one of them. And then also I'm getting a lot more into volleyball. So my team got second place in a tournament, and now I'm in a league and stuff. So it's like, it's just been a really good, fun time to be able to connect with other believers and grow with them in sports as well.
Yeah.
I'm also really big into sports. So inside the park home run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, wheels, baby.
Yes, sir.
No, just fun memories with you guys in softball, and I was a spiritual leader for our team. So it was my third year being a spiritual leader, Eli? Second year?
Second, I think.
Second year. But yeah, being a spiritual leader now, really getting into it, potentially becoming a coach next year. We're not sure yet. But just getting to grow along, these men here, and just have a blast, get out there Mondays for all the summer really, and just hit some balls and get out and have fun. So that was a big highlight. And just growing closer with you guys. I feel like between that, We have, we play games together at night sometimes, and so that's
Digging
fun.
a trench.
What?
Digging a trench.
Digging a
Cecil.
trench.
Oh,
Eli
yeah,
didn't do
that's-
anything.
Is that
He had
a highlight?
a
That is
3-foot
good.
spot he dug.
I put the dirt on the wrong
Yeah,
side. Now they're
yeah.
all mad.
He doesn't know how to dig a hole.
Oh, Fun times.
I think though, just we've gotten so close this past year
Mm-hmm.
between this and just normal life, right?
Yeah.
Just doing kind of life together,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I second that. I think one of my highlights this last year is like I don't really have any close Christian friends my whole childhood, and so your family has just kind of adopted my family, and so to see that with my daughter, to see that with my wife, but then just for me to have never had brothers either, it's like I got some bros, and it's amazing to just feel that love. My biggest hobby and one of my greatest loves is hunting, and so this year it's been an amazing year for hunting, and I've just seen the glory of Christ every time I've gone into those woods,
How many deer have you got?
and I continuously love. Hey, we still got a month, so yeah, haven't got anything,
Yeah.
but no, I've been out there a ton. But it's just every single time I go out in the woods, every time, it's just has just shown me how great our God is. And that's with seeing deer, that's with not seeing deer, that's with shooting ducks, not shooting ducks, whatever it may be. It's been a good year being in the woods, being in the ponds. So yeah, I got your cousin into duck hunting this year. That was fun.
Yeah, I'm excited next year for you to get me into that.
Yeah, he's gonna
Yeah.
go duck hunting, and I'm gonna get Micah in and hunt too.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're getting into it.
Yeah, they got me into. I played sports in high school, but I haven't been really big into sports my adult life. So they got me into sports. Now I'm getting them in hunting. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we both always had a desire to hunt, but our dad never wanted to take us. So
yeah,
now I got Cecil to help us out.
yeah. Actually, one last memory. A core memory from last year was I got this used but really nice canoe. It's a flatback canoe. Got a trolling motor. I got a trolling motor on the back of it, and I'm a big duck hunter as well. I'm a big deer hunter and duck hunter, and so I got it for duck hunting. But I wanted to take it out this summer because we got it this summer, and Micah and another buddy of ours helped me go grab it like 3 hours away, and I wanted to take it out on the river. So Mike and I are like, dude, let's go on the river, okay? And it was a really hot summer, and so we got to this area of the river, and deep area, and I think we caught maybe a fish in that area, and we were just paddling kind of back and forth, and the car was parked up up the river just a little bit, and then we were like, let's see how far we can get down.
Big mistake.
I don't
we
even know
went-
the story.
We went like a mile? Nah, maybe not even.
It felt like 5 miles.
It felt like 10 miles. Anyways, the river was so low that around every single bend, we're like, we'll get to deeper water. We never got to deeper water. We dragged my canoe across rocks for 3/4 to a mile down there.
You were like barefoot in Crocs.
Oh, it was
Socks were
middle of
soaked.
the day. Middle of the day. And we got back to the car, pitch dark.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
goodness.
the boat almost tipped, and it got a little water in it. We'd like scoop out.
Oh, yeah, we're scooping out the water. The bottom of the boat is scratched to
Yep.
heck. And it was this week I got it, and oh my goodness, I'll show it to you after this. There's so many scratches on the bottom of it now. It's crazy. But she still floats. She did
Still
great
floats.
for duck hunting this year. Actually, your cousin got a duck right out of it. And so,
Nice.
yeah, it's worked out well. But that was... Our wives were like, what are you guys doing? You said 2 hours. It's been 6.
Lesson for you: don't put the big guy in the front of the boat.
Yeah, that's
way
true.
down.
We did put you in the front. That was a
Yeah.
mistake. Even when we put you in the
Switch it.
back, there was like
It still wasn't
3
great.
inches of
I think,
water.
granted, when you got 6 inches to float on, you're not going to do much.
It was
but
bad.
It was fun.
Oh, and then we would go down rapids, hit a giant rock, and flip. Yeah. Anyways, is that all you guys got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Grounded Grace. We love you guys. See you on the next one.
Yep.